Hi, I'm Sylvain and I'm the dad photographer. I don't know about you, but there's one thing I'm really afraid of. It's to lose all my pictures. I'm also afraid of sharks when I'm in the water and many other things, but when it comes to cameras, that's the one thing I'm the most afraid of. I've been taking pictures since 2011 on an industrial scale, meaning 5,000 plus pictures per year on a proper DSLR and then on a mirrorless. And that's a lot of pictures, especially as I take pictures in war. So that's 20 megs per picture. Those are memories that I wish to keep. Let's have a look, because it can quite quickly be expensive. And when I say it can be quite expensive, well, it all depends about your solution. I just bought a MacBook Pro M1 and it's a wonderful computer to edit pictures, but there's no space on this hard drive. And if you look at it, the hard drive, an additional 256 gigabyte would come at 250 additional euros. That's €1 per gigabyte. I'm not going to edit my pictures on my Mac's hard drive. I'll edit on an external SSD. I went for a SanDisk SSD, and that's 1 terabyte. It will write at 1 gigabyte per second, which is more than enough. It's not going to be a bottleneck. So with these, 1 terabyte is 100 euros, which comes down to 10 times less actually than the MacBook Pro. So that's something like
10 euros
per year of pictures. That's still quite a lot. An alternative, of course, is a hard drive, non-SSD hard drive, external hard drive, one hard drive of 5 terabytes for something like 100 euros too. So the writing speed and the reading speed will be bottlenecks if you edit directly on them. However, as far as space goes, it will be between 4 and 5 times less expensive than an SSD. I'll let you do the maths for the number of pictures you want to archive. Hard drives, whether they are SSDs and typical hard drives, spinning hard drives, will both have one problem. They can have defects. They can fold and they can fall, or you could lose them, or you can get robbed. And they are both in the same space in your home. Really, I think for most of us, the best alternative backup is online. So read and write speeds will be really, really low, depending on where you live, of course, but they will be very low. So you don't want to be editing with your pictures online. You really only want to be backupping. And for that, you have different types of cloud solutions. So when you look online, what are the solutions? Well, you have two types of solutions. You've got cloud storage and cloud backup. Cloud storage is maybe the better known one. It's iCloud, Google Drive, Dropbox. The difference between cloud storage and cloud backup, depending on the services, will be a bit floating, a bit like clouds really. It won't be as neat as what I'm going to explain, but essentially cloud storage allows you to replicate the storage that you have on your hard drive, on your disk, on your computer, and replicate it online, which will just allow you to work both online and on your disk. But sometimes there will be a problem, because if you delete on iCloud file from your disk, it will actually be deleted on the cloud. I don't really like this solution when it comes back to backupping pictures. What you want is actually a cloud backup solution, and those backups are more like rigid, if you want. They are not meant to be edited on, and they are not meant to be restored all the time. It really is just a backup, like a cold storage really. I chose iDrive because it's quite it's nearly cloud storage, and it's also well done, and I can work from my Windows computers, my Mac, but that's not really the point. You can have a lot of different solutions of cloud backups. I think Amazon is probably the best price-wise. You can get on iDrive, for example, 5 terabytes for something like 60 euros. So that's per year, but you will have to pay per year. So the difference between an SSD, you'll pay once, and cloud backup you'll pay every year. 5 terabytes per year for me is now plenty for my pictures, but if you come back to how much does it cost for 5,000 pictures, or what I call one additional year of picture, then it won't be much actually, and those will not disappear. So how do I do my backupping? Well, quite simply, I edit my pictures on the SSD. I could actually edit 1 month of picture on my Mac hard drive. I will keep 1 year of pictures on my SSD, but every month I duplicate the last month I finished onto my external hard drive. I also backup my data every month on iDrive, which is the cloud storage solution, which is the cloud backup solution I've chosen. So I also keep my pictures in folders, and I've got a folder per year, and within each folder I've got a folder per month. And within those months I have folders for different projects. This is just to allow me better navigation, and it's to keep a simple folder architecture which I can replicate from my SSD, my external SSD, my external hard drive, and my online backupping system. One last thing, I use when I travel with my MacBook Pro, I use the MacBook Pro of course, and I bring also my SSD, my external SSD, because it's so small and light and it can be moved around. Whereas my external hard drive cannot be moved around, and that's something I have to be very, very careful about. So yeah, you could also use a NAS server, which would here replace both your my external hard drive and the online backup. I'm not sure it's actually a good trade-off. It's probably cheaper, but I really prefer to mix both physical backup and online backup. But of course, a NAS would probably work for some of you. All of those strategies will cost you less if you call more, if you are more difficult with the pictures you keep and those that you reject and delete. I'm not much of a big deleter, but that's my process, and I believe if you are more stringent than me, then it's a good thing, because your backup strategy will cost less. So yeah, that's how I work. I hope it was clear enough, and I hope it helps some of you. Also, one thing on Lightroom, I'll probably do a little recording on how to work those different strategies on Lightroom, how to link to the right folder from Lightroom. It's actually very, very easy, but it's probably worth an additional video. Yeah, so, and if you have a better strategy or some other ideas, please don't hesitate to exchange, and yeah, see you later.